What game was it?
I have no fucking clue, nor do I give a flying fuck. Okay, back again. Sorry about that, everyone. Dun, 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 dun.
Glad to finally back.
Yeah, finally back. Just got this going again. And yeah, where were we? We were talking about like Godspeed's. No, the main villain of the second game. Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Video output's low. I'm hoping that sort of upgrades. Come on, stream. You can get there.
You can do it.
There's not much I can do if it chooses to be stubborn. Yeah, you can stop with the guitar, mate.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Back now properly?
Like, the stream health is still red, but like, there's nothing we can do about that. So we'll just have to make do.
Yeah. It sucks really, but
It's
such is
annoying.
life.
Yeah, such is life. Yeah, let's wrap it up quickly because I've got to go put some water on my face. Yeah, what were we talking about? Main villain. Yeah, like what sort of thing? Like he's more extreme than Godspeed, and he's not. But he does. He also goes by a bit of a code. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. They're always better than the villains. Kill because they want to kill.
Yeah, like
Look at you, Zoom. Looking at you, Zoom.
yeah, like he's just out like, screw it, I'm a killer anyway. I may as well just continue being a killer. So
Yeah.
you know, it's
Now,
all.
hell, in the show. Yeah, in the show, he ain't got a name.
Because he ain't got his name because he decided to just kill a bunch of random cops.
Yeah, he did, and like, you
Then he
know,
killed that final one after he gave him.
yeah, after like people had done everything like that, and it was a very intriguing sort of perspective as well. Like, you know, you go around, you look at these characters, and you're just like, oh, hello, like, what's all of this they're doing? And there's your answer, really, isn't it?
I mean, hell,
To be fair though,
I can understand why he was a serial killer before.
You know, like people will go ahead and they'll wonder, like, why did he do this? What's his point? What's the
yeah,
aim? And no, the villain does actually have an aim. He does have a reason he's doing what he's doing. So it's not like completely for stupid reasons. Like he's doing it because he's got like a reason to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like that's the very interesting point.
So he's
Kanan?
Yeah, I'm still here. So
Ah, cool.
yeah, he's got reasons behind it. He's got like motivation and everything like that. But he's he's generally doing it because he's lost something in a way, I suppose. Like he's worried, like what's gonna happen if I don't do what I'm doing. So that'll be the interesting kind of perspective to go along with. Be it for people who know what he is like or people who don't know, it's a very interesting kind of perspective. It's like I know what I'm doing is bad, but I honestly don't care. I'm doing this because there's no other option behind it. I know that seems a bit bland, but like a lot of this guy is meant to be shrouded in mystery. Like if I reveal who he is before like second game properly starts writing, then there's not really going to be much that's there.
Yeah,
You know?
that was the real plan. That version of the sequel. That'd be
Yeah, like I'm gonna share things, but I'm gonna keep a lot of it in the dark. Like I may even just say some stuff to mislead some people to see what kind of theories they can come out with.
It's gonna be. That was an interesting line from Zoom. Look up darkness. You definitely need to think up some interesting lines for the characters of the game.
Yeah, he does. I liked it when I liked it when they explored Zoom's backstory a bit more in terms of like oh hello, what? Hang on, there are flashbacks here. They're sort of elaborating on the fact this character has a backstory.
Yeah.
He
we got practically an entire episode about his backstory.
Yeah, which is versus Zoom, and I sort of like the
minutes.
irony of the way they structured it because it's just like the Flash, and then it's like the name of the episode versus Zoom. And I'm just like, okay, that was a pretty clever way to do it. But also, like, when he had that backstory, like, he was perfect as a villain within costume, but like, he never really understood, like, what are these guys' motives? Why is he doing what he's doing? With this villain, you're going to know it. You never really found it out. Then you're just there, like, well, what's the point of all of this then? And then you get those ideas, and they're a lot more simple. So, there's obviously like reasons behind it all. So,
definitely.
So it's something I don't really think people understood.
Oh yeah. And any interesting lines we come up with, they have to beat the season 3 one, the whole "I am the future" Flash. They have to beat that. They have to beat that.
I think they will, but it's very interesting and different.
Yeah.
I'll be back a sec. I'm just going to open the door quick.
Sorry about that, people.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, he's got like motives, and he has reasons for what he's doing, and people don't really understand that. So it's interesting just to sort of give him that idea, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's very. Oh, I'm really going to enjoy like planning him. Like there's brief plans. On to the main point of the podcast.
Yeah.
Who is Godspeed? We've spoken about literally anything else.
That's for definite. Yeah, definitely.
Like essentially, as soon as I've worked on like combining these two bits together, it'll be about an hour and 10 minutes of like talking about anything other than the main point of the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, who is Godspeed in the game? I'll let you sort of start off with what you've seen and like what you're looking forward to seeing. And now you can talk because I should hopefully hear you.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah, who is Godspeed? Like in your mind, who is he?
In my mind, so I mean, I can imagine at some point it's just been like an imposing figure in the distance, and then he just
It
comes
is sort of
closer and
like
closer,
it's sort of like
toying
the
with
angle
you.
he goes for, really, because he's going for this. Like, I'm looking at the things differently. I'm trying to be this this version of the Flash who is willing to go further than the other versions than other versions, be it in the comics or not. And like, um, it's the way he's written as well. Like, there are some comparisons to like where the like sort of where his personality in terms of character has come from. Like, look at Adrian Chase from season 5 of Arrow. I've shown you clips of that, and you know, like you look at that and you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is sort of what he's like, really, isn't it? So yeah, who else is Godspeed in your mind?
um. Well, I don't really know, to be honest. Just when with these kind of things, I usually base it off of stuff I know. Except in the comics, we never even find out much about him.
No, you
So
didn't. But like
it's kind of hard to.
but like based off what you've seen from me and like the way I've presented him to you, you can use that to compare it as well. Like, who is Godspeed? Like,
Oh yeah,
that's going
yeah.
to be one of the biggest
Uh,
questions within the game.
yeah, yeah. Who is he? Like his person? Well, not his personality, but what does he want? Basically, kind of idea. Other than Barry to kill.
Yeah, because like it's sort of like he wants something, and like it's not even fully settled on what.
Yeah.
Like, you get the idea. Oh, he's only out for revenge, but then you look at like other scripts I've done. It's almost like he's trying. He really wants to like change society. He really wants to rebuild it. Shout out to the stream for finally
Oh
having
yeah.
green health again. By the way, took 12 minutes. But yeah, that's sort of like what he's going for. It's a very interesting sort of dilemma that it puts Harry in. People don't know what to expect. They don't know what really they're looking for in some ways.
Yeah.
As in, like,
Yeah.
you've seen like the first sort of script I did. Like, it was a very sort of offbeat one. It was sort of like, this is potentially what it could be like, sort of thing. Like, it was never going to be a test script. Like, it might be done as another one for Barry and me, for the actor who will eventually end up casting for Barry and me to do. But like in terms of like who actually is he? Like, he's a mystery, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he's mysterious. Like, you can tell we planned a lot of elements for him, but you can also tell like that's not going to be everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like people think, oh, he's just the same as what he was in the comics. No, very far from it.
No. It may appear on the surface, but that's the tip of the iceberg.
Very much. Like, we're gonna cause more of a the first game, like in terms of Godspeed. I think you're gonna like this phrase because it'll probably cause you to have a bit of a meltdown and like be like, hang on, what's he doing? He's a writer. It's gonna have a plot hole bigger than the hole that sunk the Titanic.
Say it again?
Like, Godspeed's character for this game, not the second one, just on or potentially third one, but this game, it's gonna have a plot hole in his character. He'll have a plot hole bigger than his character, bigger than the hole that sunk the Titanic. Way to roast like people who built the biggest ship in the world, but I'm not guilty.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Wow.
yeah, like that's sort of like that gives you more mystery towards him. Like, we'll reveal some of it within the game, but like we're not revealing all of it.
Yeah.
And like particularly because like I've sort of become like the lead writer of him, it gives you the idea of, oh well, what's Kanan doing with this character? What's he doing? The answer? You'll have to wait and find out.
Yep.
Yeah, but God, he and Barry are gonna have a lot of scenes like away from like fighting and running through the streets. Like, in fact, a lot of their scenes are gonna be sort of like
Yeah.
arguments, be it in a crime lab or, as the test script showed, in a hospital, reminiscent of like one of the first scenes where Barry and Adrian spoke out of costume after Barry figured out like Adrian was the guy he'd been looking for. And it's sort of like, that character in Arrow. He would, like you've sort of seen it from the clips I've shown you. He's this master of manipulation, and that's what Godspeed's trying to do. He's trying to manipulate Barry. He doesn't want to fight him. He's just trying to show Barry that, like, you can't make it all work this one way anymore. Like, you have to be more brutal.
Yeah. While it's two criminals instead of himself, it's like what Zoom said. That he could be good too. He just has to be willing to kill himself the whole time and thing.
Yeah.
It's like that, except except of course it's just doesn't work. 1 minute. It's just that in this case, instead of time remnants, it's about killing criminals.
Yeah, it's like it's really just different in terms of idea and like perspective because he's killing them because he doesn't really have any other option.
Yeah. I mean, like a Batman quote: "If you kill a killer, if you kill a killer, the amount of killers stay the same." And then, of course, Godspeed could count that by saying something like, and then you kill more
he's
and
probably
more.
going to look for like different ways to counter everything, and it's really interesting in terms of his character, his perspective, because like you've seen versions of the way he's being written, and you get the idea of what's like the point behind what he's doing.
Yeah.
So like I'm really interested in like the idea of like the threat that Godspeed's representing, not just for Barry, but for like everyone else, because he's going to be considered this like unstable person, but in fact he's not. And like I've tested a sort of scene in my head about that. Like he's not unstable. He knows everything he's doing, and his attitude will be the same. Like I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I have to do. Like I can't really say I'm guilty for that. Like, would you be if you were doing the same thing?
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
If I believe it's the right thing. It's the right thing I had to do, then.
Yeah, and that's that's kind of what he's saying to himself. It's all this interesting idea that he will do whatever he has to just to get the point across, and like it's not because he's completely against it either. It's because he has no other choice.
Yeah.
In his eyes, like this is the only sort of option or method that's left for him.
Yeah. Same with how it is in his mind and stuff like that. Like with stuff that he has to do, it's like sabotage to Barry. From my perspective, you're the big bad.
Yeah, it's like that with Savitar, but like because we've already got a version of him in the game, like they are.
Oh, yeah.
There's not going to be anything like that. Like Godspeed doesn't think of him as the big bad. I think.
Nah. Yeah, we know that.
Like a while ago, I sent character notes to Kane, and he's just like, "Yeah, these are good. Good. I'll send them to you at some point as well. Like, I sent them to him in DM, so I'll have to like find them and forward them.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Ah, there we go. There we go. Like I've got them. I'll just send them to you quickly.
Nice.
You look at all of that and you're just like, holy, like he is a killer, but I think he will even make exceptions of killing. Like he can recognize that some people will only turn to doing that because they have to, and he's just like, I can't sort of kill them because of that, because I'm doing the same thing. So what do I do with them? So it's sort of like very reminiscent. Like people have, everyone has people that they love, and in his eyes, he's broken. He's lost the last person he's truly loved.
Yeah.
But like you look at the Godspeed from the comics and the one we're setting up. Like even with what we've revealed, I think people will find it very interesting. It's a very different and carved out perspective.
And his character notes you sent.
Yeah,
so Kane agreed with all of them. You said.
Yeah, like he said they're
Nice.
good. Like I'll bring up his literal response was, I like it. Like you could tell he's intrigued, and you could tell like he's interested to see how this is sort of represented. And like one of those notes is sort of interesting. Belief society, he should be more structured with certain roles given to certain groups of people.
Yeah.
I mentioned in one scene, like he specifically drew comparison of him and Barry to Gandhi and like people similar to that. Like Gandhi was a pacifist; he was
Yeah.
refusing to fight completely, and you can see he's saying, "You're like this historic person." He tried doing something similar. He succeeded, but at the cost of his own life. Whereas other people who were
Yeah.
saying, "You can still accomplish this if you fight for it," would he still lose his life? And it's a very sort of interesting position as well, because I really thought about, did I want to put that line in? I'm thinking about it in my head for like ages. Like, do I want to make a line like that and potentially sort of risk offending people? I think now that I bring it up, I think sort of people would say, I can sort of see a character like him being this way. Like, he's sort of,
Yeah.
he's seen like the darkness the same way Barry has, but he's sort of chosen to sort of fight the darkness with darkness, arguably. It sounds really convoluted in
Yeah.
terms of story reasons, which is why I said, like,
He's basically fought the light and fought the dark, and has just stayed in the middle in a grey zone.
you know, it's like people are always saying, oh, there are grey Jedi and stuff in Star Wars. They'll use the light side and the dark side of the Force. Is Godspeed doing the same? And, like, this is why I said he's got a plot hole in his character, in this game at least, bigger than the Titanic. I'm setting him up this way because it's the best option there is, because I really want to sort of see how much we can explore and how much mystery the fans are willing to go and settle for. And like, you know, it's another interesting feature as well, because you look at all sorts of different things and different ideas behind it, and I think people sort of like how everything's going to go.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway.
Well, I mean, like, you know, if they don't, I mean, like, I've spent days worth of time planning just the bare surface of this character underneath the tip of the ice, like further in than the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, like deep below ground, where memories sleep.
Yeah.
Wonders restless and secrets don't keep. I don't know if you recognise that line, but it's good.
Yeah, it's you know, I think it's well known. It's from like the Sister Location trailer.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because like everyone knows about FNAF and they know about all the story behind it. There's snippets of the story.
I've found people who don't. I'm honest.
Oh no, I'm no, it's not going to be everyone's thing. But I'm normally not a horror fan. I'm normally not a horror fan, but I think unintentionally, like Godspeed is sort of set up. Maybe for the sequel, I don't know. Like maybe for the second game, he's sort of being set up as more this horror villain in some ways, and like, you know, you can't help but draw comparisons to William Afton in FNAF. Like, why is he a killer? Why is he becoming a killer?
Thank you.
And like game theory haven't really covered why he started killing in the first place. They've covered like stuff afterwards, and they've covered there's the whole story of after that. But what sort of intrigues you is like a villain's backstory, and like I'm choosing to be purposely vague about it. Like he'll give, whenever it's brought up, it's going to give you some fairly major hints. But I think sort of because like I've taken over like writing Godspeed's story, as it were, in the universe we're doing, you can't help but draw these comparisons to it, and you're left there like, is there actually any other option, or is this what the character really is? It's a very intriguing sort of perspective, and it brings up like all sorts of ideas and all sorts of plans or whatever that potentially will happen with them in interaction with future characters. There's another way you can look at it is like look at like the New Mutants trailer that came out and all the mysteriousness and intrigue that's built around that. For example, it's first sort of superhero movie as is to go into the world of horror, and like I know people criticize Fox Studios a lot, like they criticize 20th Century Fox for doing a lot of meddling, as it were. I do think they do their superhero films right, and I do like the idea of, you know, they're going a bit more darker with these sorts of hero films. Like you need to look at this, you only need to look at success of Logan, arguably Deadpool, despite the fact he's a very light-hearted character with questionable humor, to say the least. Nah, it is to say the least, though, when you think about it. And then you have the New Mutants trailer, and like it's a teaser trailer, and I already think that movie will be brilliant. Like, it's gonna scare the ever-living life out of someone if they go and see it, because how vague everything has been just now and in the past will really sort of help you.
No,
Yeah, fuck's sake. Right, hang on a sec. There we go. Just had to ban the guy from my Discord, the same one who came before the stream cut out before. Anyway, back to other stuff.
I'm not going to alarm or anything, but he's still typing. He's still typing
No, he's not in there. He's banned.
somehow. Oh, he's gone there.
Yeah, it just took a while because he was typing as I banned him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm laughing, managed to get one last message in, and he's like, haha, suckers. That's good.
Yeah, like, because it's also, you draw comparisons, and, like, I think it's very intriguing how I'm doing it now. Like, you look at Godspeed, and you're looking at, like, what's his backstory in these games? And, like, that's where people are going to draw these comparisons to FNAF, or maybe even New Mutants, or, in a way, Logan, because, like, his backstory is always changing. Like, no one knows everything about his past, and, like, that's always intriguing, because, like, there's a lot of backstory behind him.
Including himself.
Yeah, no one knows about his past, but, like, I've taken sort of time, I've looked at, like, all the characters on IMDb for New Mutants, and, like, I'm just like, a lot of these people will probably have, like, characters that are incredibly sort of characteristics, incredibly similar to what we're doing for Godspeed. In which case, if Fox are watching this, we're not trying to rip anything off. I'm just saying it's easy to sort of draw these comparisons, and it's not just to these I'm drawing it either. It could be FNAF, or it could be any sort of, like, horror film with, like, the proper story.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I mean, going off topic for a minute, I really hope in whatever it is, I hope at some point that all the fans of FNAF find out how William become a killer.
Yeah, like, it's all about the backstory, really, like, and I'm not the only one who'll be left there wondering about that, which is why I sort of bring up these comparisons of it, because it's very interesting as to how everything is going to go. Like, why is he doing this? Why is he having to go for this option? And it's the same sort of question, be it with Godspeed or whatever. Okay, I know who the guy is because he's, like, watching the stream. He's saying, I got more accounts, LMAO. That's nice, mate. That's really nice. I will gladly ban you on all of them.
Same here.
Yeah. You need to give me You need to give me mod powers in your Discord, mate.
Yeah, my Sapphire Suit one, I will. Oh no, it was the game one.
Yeah, game one and suit one if you want. Yeah. Nah, but, like, I think that's going to be the intriguing point of Godspeed. No one really knows, like, what his character